of the European Union. There was strong support for Brexit in Wales, including in Swansea, where the Remain camp had expected to perform well. The Work and Pension Secretary, Stephen Crabb, who's the MP for Preseli in Pembrokeshire, said there was widespread disillusionment with the EU.
What you're seeing in the South Wales valleys and also in some of the North Wales Labour seats is the same phenomenon you're seeing in the northeast of England and in some of the other old industrial white working class areas of England. A large number of voters saying, sorry, we just don't believe the Labour Party or the government in the way they tell us that Europe and the European Union is good for us.
The value of sterling tumbled through the night and has now fallen to a 30-year low against the dollar. It's being reported that the Bank of England is in contact with the banks before the markets open. The ratings agency Standard & Poor's has already warned that the UK is likely to lose its AAA credit rating. More details from our economics editor, Kamal Ahmed.
As it became clear that Leave was heading for victory, the pound and global stock markets took the brunt of investors' fears. Sterling fell in value against the dollar to levels not seen since 1985. In dramatic overnight markets, the currency swung wildly, with levels of volatility greater than during the financial crisis of 2008 and Black Wednesday in 1992, when the pound fell out of the exchange rate mechanism. Sterling hit a record high for the year shortly after the polls closed last night, when Remain appeared to have performed strongly. It then fell sharply. Stock markets were also jittery. The Japanese Nikkei was down nearly 8% overnight, and FTSE Futures, which precedes the opening of the London markets, was down 7%. Bank stocks traded in Asia, including HSBC, were also hit, falling by also over 7%. The Bank of England is set to make a statement this morning to reassure markets that it will maintain financial stability by the provision of support for banks. Any decision on interest rates is likely to be delayed until the direction of the economy becomes clearer.
And the Bank of England has just made this statement. The Bank of England is monitoring developments closely. Taken extensive contingency planning and is working closely with HM Treasury, other domestic authorities and overseas central banks. The Bank of England will take all necessary steps to meet its responsibilities for monetary and financial stability. With Leave campaigners suggesting there might have to be a general election in the autumn, our political editor Laura Kuenssberg considers what lies ahead for the Prime Minister.
David Cameron's closest colleagues used to say he was a lucky politician. When it comes to the biggest gamble of his career, his luck has dramatically run out. In a snub to him, a snub to the status quo, and a snub to the entire political establishment, Britain has voted to leave the European Union, to tear up the settlement the country's had for decades, unleashing perhaps huge opportunity or perhaps huge risk, perhaps both. The country